Well, you mentioned the home front, and the home front is all there is, Val. It's where everything starts. And older generations like me, Val, we had the blessing of being raised by the senior generation and even older folks. It's called the lost generation. That's my grandparents. And we had the blessing of being raised within a military kind of world. In Canada, my Canadian grandfather went to war. He was a sergeant artillery spotter for the Canadian Army. He went to war when my mother was 7, to World War II. And when he came back, she was 12. And there was no email, there was no Facebook, there was no FaceTime. My father fought for 5 years against Hitler for the British Army, and my 2 uncles, his brother, fought for 5 years against Hitler. My 3 aunts sold war bonds for Winston Churchill. In World War I, my grandfather, Sam Meakin, fought in the trenches of France and Belgium in World War I, and he came back. He survived and he came back. It's my grandfather, and he died within about 2 years from the effects of German mustard gas. And my grandmother, Janet Meakin, because Sam died, had to drop off the 6 kids, the 6 children, including my father, to an orphanage in London, because there was no such thing as welfare. There were no such thing as food stamps. They were barely trying to keep their city built because they got bombed for 60 straight days by the Germans, Val. And then when I realized from the 1600s, a soldier named John Meakin, some British soldier, and I'm saying, wow, what these guys have given for us, and the blessing for being an older guy like me, and like the captain, and like the other folks, Val, is we can still tell these stories to the younger generation, Val, who everybody in the younger generation needs to hear this and learn this, Val, of what was sacrificed and given for our countries.
Yeah.
I will turn over the mic to you, because I didn't expect a military chat, but we sure got one today, Val. And you know why it's important? Because we are all beholden to these guys. Beholden that you and I can sit on radio. And so lest not we forget, and lest us change and teach the younger generation these important lessons. Back to you on that.